What's going on, guys? There's only a few of you in here at the moment. Just going to see if we can get a few more in. Thought I'd do a live reaction to Russell Martin's press conference after the defeat against Sheffield United. I say a defeat, pretty much a demolition. Away at Bramall Lane. It's absolutely shocking. I just don't know. I just don't know exactly where to go with this one. So yeah, I just want to listen to what Russell Martin's got to say on the game. His interview come out, his press conference interview come out just a few minutes ago. So yeah, just gonna jump straight on into this one. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the game, what you guys think of what you got to say in the press conference, and yeah, we'll just wheel it from you, just see how it goes.
Russ, really disappointing day at the office and a tough result for the fans to sort of watch. How do you assess that one today?
Yeah, I think it's exactly as you just said, really. I feel sorry for the fans that have travelled in difficult circumstances and were incredible throughout the game. They deserve better than what we've given them away from home at the moment. We made the same mistake again today. We started the game so poorly. Something we spoke about, something we've worked on. The game's over after 20 minutes. It's 25 minutes, whatever it is. And the thing that frustrates me is we have a lot of young men who are in the process of growing, trying to improve, learning.
I mean, as far as like, right, yeah, a lot of away fans went up. It is disappointing when you travel so far for an away game and then your team just don't put in a performance what you kind of expect or you feel like you deserve in travelling away. But the difference between Sheffield United with their squad and our squad is just the golfing class is huge. It is, and you could see it today. Like you said, after 25-30 minutes the game was done, 3-0 down, lucky not to go in, maybe 4-0 down at half time. But we haven't really got that many youngsters in the squad. We really haven't. I think Cabango, Fisher's young. He's come in from MK Dons. Not fantastic. Really not a really good excuse, if I'm being honest. And the changes in team selection today it weren't great. I mean, from that Bristol game where we were quality,
but we aren't learning quick enough to today's away game. From home, especially. The gap between us at our best and our worst is far too big. The gap between us being at home and away is far too big, and that's my fault. So we need to have a look at that.
At least he's opening up. At least he's been honest. It's his fault.
Yeah,
it is, and it's not.
Improve quickly, and we need to grow quickly. The second half, at least, they showed some fight. They stuck at it, trying to do the right things, which is not easy in that environment. So many young men.
At least only
Burns,
losing
Fisher, sticking to
1-0
what we want,
in the second half.
Try and be. But the frustrating thing for me is in the first 25 minutes, stuff we talk about all the time. There's no ambiguity. There's no.
We were lucky as well, just after the break, not to concede. Thankfully, there was an offside ruling from the official denying Sheffield United a really early goal in the second half. So, I mean, for me, doing the live stream, the whole reason I'm doing this live now is because a lot of people in the live stream wanted me to do sort of a live reaction to his press conference. Obviously, I've been doing videos for the last two, the defeat against Stoke and the win against Bristol. The defeat press conference video did an awful lot better, so I figured why not just jump on and do a quick live stream for this one. Like the game against Bristol was class. The team we selected was really strong, and then to make a bunch of changes today, I'm not sure why Obafemi wasn't starting. I mean, if he's on the bench, surely he's fit enough to start the game. I mean, I don't know what an extra 60 minutes rest is going to do for the body, but I just don't know.
No grey area in what we do.
I think he's running
and
out
the
of
details
excuses,
weren't good enough. And we just spoke about it in there. And I said to them, at times in my career, you're judged unfairly because there's not real clarity. There's loads of grey areas when you step onto the football pitch. You make a decision. It could be a good one, could be a bad one. That gets deemed a bad one for something that happens 30 seconds later or whatever. Here we have real clarity. The guys have real clarity. And a few details in the first 20 minutes in particular have totally cost us. So
we were bad. Yeah. Even like people criticize Matt Grimes all the time. Today he was awful, in my opinion. Absolutely awful. I mean, first half performances, I barely saw Pirro on the ball. Very. I just don't know where he was playing. I really don't know where he was playing. Downs made a lot of good challenges, played some decent balls. Cabango was alright through the first half, but I think team selection is probably what cost us today. Really do. I mean, I don't understand some of the team selections, the player selections for today's lineup. I mean, just looking at it, Fish had a 4.2 rating on Fortmob, Manning had a 6.3, Burns had a 5.5, Cabango 5.9, Christie a 6. He wasn't fantastic at all by any means today. Latibaudier could have done better for their second goal. No, the ball, their first goal, I think it was, wasn't it? The ball played over the top. Just not strong enough, getting the wrong side of his man defending. Patterson wasn't really in the game. Cham, again, taken off in the 60th minute, wasn't fantastic. So
yeah, we have to find a way to dissect it, to learn from it. I said to you before, whether we win or lose, we will take it away and learn and try and help the young players in particular that we have grow. But for the last 15 minutes of the first half, was mentality was wrong.
Our mentality was wrong for 45 minutes of the first half.
Looking around at each other, we have to stick
not
together
15
much better.
Minutes, our mentality
I said that
was
to the
poor
players.
for the first 45 minutes.
I'm not going to go in and we don't have a blame culture here. Whatever we do together. And now we have to learn together from today and make sure that next time we come away from home, we put in a performance.
Not having a blame culture, though, I think, yeah, that's probably quite positive to have in the group, in the dressing room. However, if somebody has done something wrong, you've got to point the finger. You just have to. I mean, Fisher giving the ball away today, lucky not to concede from it. On the edge of the box, Matt Grimes playing a square ball across the 18-yard box, picked up by a Sheffield United player because Grimes just didn't look where Manning was. You've got to point the finger sometimes, man. You've just got to. You've got to put the blame on somebody.
He's far better than this one.
And if there is that clarity that you say that there isn't no ambiguity whatsoever.
No, there is. Yeah, you can speak to the players and ask them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't come up here and lie to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the players still don't deliver.
Yeah, it's a problem. We're one or two players that are missing again from today. Michael couldn't start because he has something he picked up on Sunday, and hasn't trained all week, so we can't start him. Hannes is another one, and it's cost us in the first.
So Michael picked up a knock on Sunday, yet he was fit enough to be on the bench. Like I said earlier, if players aren't fit to start, they're not really fit to come off the bench, are they? Let's be fair. And if you're good enough to come on from the bench in the 60th minute, surely you're fit enough and good enough to start the game.
20-25 minutes, a couple of changes at the minute, and we're not the same team. That's where we are. So we're not learning anything new. I don't come out here and lie to you ever. I've said it's a really poor performance. It is. I've also said to you we'll learn from it and make sure we have to try and improve. But we are where we are in terms of the journey and the transition we're going through. It's extremely frustrating and hurtful. We have days like this, but we have to make sure that we are better than this, and we learn from days like this, and make sure that the pain we suffer when we have days like this is worth it in the end.
Yeah, and just to pick on your answer from the first question, do you feel you're sort of where or behind where you should be at this stage in the process? Because it is a long-term process. There's going to be mistakes, but do you feel you're maybe not where you should be in the
I feel like we've changed a lot. I'd probably like to have changed more.
Oh, okay, so yeah, I think all the fans would like to have had a bit more change in the team. So Martin, they're pretty much saying how unhappy he is with the state of the squad. He wanted more players in January. It was his first full I say it's a full transfer window. It's his first transfer window, given that he didn't come in until a week until the start of the season. So we missed out on pretty much the entire summer transfer window. He's there for the January transfer window. It's a month long. And he quite clearly doesn't seem too pleased, too happy. Look at his face just after mentioning that. He quite clearly isn't over the moon with the current state of the squad. He would have wanted to bring in more players. Probably would have liked to have kept hold of a few. For me, losing Bidwell is probably the biggest loss this transfer window and for this second half of the season. I still can't get my head around it. Still can't. I'd rather have lost him in the summer for free than lost him in January.
I didn't have an expectation when I came in, if I'm honest. I didn't know how long it's going to take. I told you all the way along that it's going to take time to play in a certain way. We're playing against men here with a lot of Premier League experience, physical, athletic, and it showed. It showed. Big difference in the two teams in terms of the physical makeup, the physical profile.
That as well. I don't think we were physical at all today. We put in a couple of challenges, which, you know, I think Manning put his player down off the pitch in sort of the end of the second half. But I mean, you've still got a body. Bloody use it. I just don't understand, you know, why we're not physical. I mean, yeah, quality is different. Physicality, maybe not so much. I mean, Latibody up against, was it Billy Sharp? No, Morgan Gibbs-white today. Certainly could have done an awful lot better. It just is what it is. Casey, you are very lucky. 10-hour round trip, worst away game of the year. Yeah, it probably was, mate. For anybody who went up there, I do feel the pain, because I have travelled to away games before, and we've been battered, we've lost. It's not a nice feeling, whether it's 10 hours away or 3 hours away.
And it really showed, I felt. So, yeah, we're working with what we have. I think the guys have given us some incredible moments. And it takes real courage to play the way that they're playing. And Ben Cabango again in the second half to keep doing what he's doing, keep trying to do the right things. Didn't go under at all. We have some young men who are really growing, who are going to benefit so much from this season and what they're learning. I told you, it was part of a distant part in the end, but a process at Norwich where someone came in Daniel. It took them a long time. A lot of young men who grew so much in the first season, difficult first season, and then the second season just took off. You see it with Huddersfield. When you look at them today, the pain they went through last year, they stuck at it, got better, and we will be the same. But we have to make sure that this season doesn't just peter out. We have to make sure it really counts. And today we have to make sure we learn and be better.
Yeah, and I think it's clear that the squad is thin in areas, but does it all point to, maybe overhaul is a strong word, but there is a lot more work to be done in the summer window?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not going to.
So comparing us to Norwich, I think Norwich spend a lot more than what we do. Yes, they were building a squad with Daniel Farker, and transition doesn't happen overnight, doesn't happen in one season. So I've said it for weeks, you know, I really do hope Russell Martin is here at the end of the season, given that, you know, you do need to build. Bringing a manager in and then, you know, shipping him out at the end of the season is not going to help. Not going to help build the squad up, not going to help build up confidence. Then another manager comes in, gets rid of a bunch of players. You're pretty much hitting the reset button again, which is sort of what we've done under Martin in comparison to Steve Cooper. And it happened with you know, the transition from Potter into Cooper as well. We got rid of a lot of players, a lot of loan players left and came in. A lot of new signings came in, a lot of quality left. You know, we lost Ayew last season, which was huge, absolutely massive for us to lose a player of his quality. And yeah, I think it's kind of showing now that some of the players we have lost are very much likely gonna you know, cost us quite a lot of quality this season.
We want to play a certain way, and it requires a certain character, requires a certain physical profile. We've got some excellent players here, some who are unbelievably well suited to it, some who are not ideally suited to it, but that doesn't make them bad players at all. But we have what we have to the end of the season, so and I'm really happy with that. The guys that we have got.
So he is happy with the squad, but you would have wanted.
So I'm not going to, you know, on the Sunday, the elation and how everyone enjoys that feeling. Today is not going to change my opinion on the players we have. We have to find a way to make them better on days like this. It's that simple. And we have some brilliant players, some really people who are capable of being really top performers at this level. But the gap at the minute, as like I said to you, the gap between us at our best and our worst is far too big. And we came here today playing the informed team in the league with momentum and a team of seasoned, hardened athletes and footballers, and we've come up short for that reason. So it's frustrating, but I think we have 3 or 4 players over 23. The rest will grow and get better, and we have to just keep working with that and keep working, trusting the work that we're doing. And
for me, like, yeah, all right, having a young squad is, I rate having a young squad, and then having, you know, a bunch of older heads in the team, fantastic. But I would rather sign younger players with more experience, more quality than what we have got. You know, I do like our squad. I think we got some quality players, but we're certainly missing out on some more experienced younger players and experienced older players as well. I said a few weeks back, you know, why can't we and why haven't we signed an older head striker, someone to come on in the 70th, 75th minute, grab your team a goal in a draw, in a victory, and sort of, you know, win you sort of 12 points a season. You know, like a Stephen Fletcher, like a what's his name? That fucking scored today. Billy Sharp. I was gonna say Billy Grant, but no, Billy Sharp, an older player who can come on the pitch in the 70th, 75th minute and grab his team a goal, and it changes the result.
Yeah, he hopefully will be back for Tuesday. Frustrating one for him and for us, really. He's been excellent. We've been really growing, but just a slight muscle injury after Sunday. But I think, well, frustrating one for him and for us, really. He's been excellent, and working with that and keep working, trusting the work that we're doing, and make sure it pays off.
Yeah, and just check on Hannes Wolf. How's he doing?
Yeah, he hopefully will be back for Tuesday. Frustrating one for him and for us, really. He's been excellent.
Wolf
We've
has
been
been
really growing, but
he's actually done
just
really
a
well
slight muscle injury after Sunday. But I think, well, we'll hopefully he'll be back on Tuesday. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and away from the game, Luke Williams has confirmed he's left this week. Can you explain the reasons why that's happened?
Yeah, well, he left 2 weeks ago, so obviously it's just taken a bit of time to sort out and announce. And yeah, I'm sad about it because Luke's been brilliant for me in my first couple of seasons as a manager. Really important in terms of the support he's given me and as a friend. But we've had a few chats over the last few weeks, 6 weeks maybe. He has a very young family. He's been away a lot in the last 3 years in terms of MK. He travelled and stayed up there 3 or 4 nights a week, and so we sat down and had a chat about things. And yeah,
the assistant that left
come to the decision
yesterday
that feels best for him at the moment. And
obviously you're saying that it happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm disappointed to lose him, but we have some brilliant backroom staff that I think can fill the gaps. And if we assess things over the next few weeks,
now we've got the explanation why. You know, he's got a young family. He's been away for quite a while, and obviously, you know, probably sat down with his missus and said, you know, we want you back home. Oh, we want you closer to home for the family. Which is absolutely understandable.
And feel there is still a gap that needs filling, then we'll go and do that with the person that we feel is right for that. So I'm not going to rush it. But yeah, he's obviously I don't want to delve too deep into his personal reasons, but that's football, that's life, and we move on.
Oh, right. So basically, our squad is very young. We haven't got a strong enough squad. We haven't got enough players that he wanted to bring in the January transfer window. The difference in physicality and quality between us and a team like Sheffield United with all their Premier League experience. I'm not really hearing too many excuses, you know, to defend today's performance, because I don't think today's performance and result can really be defended, given how bad it was. I mean, if you guys managed to watch the game, it was a struggle. It really was a struggle. I think we had two or three opportunities on target, and they were all very, very easy saves for their goalkeeper. But I really just don't know. You know, the next 4 or 5 games, what we've got Bournemouth on Tuesday night at home at the Swansea.com. Then we've got West Brom away, so I'll be going to that one as well. Then we have Coventry at home and Fulham at home before Blackpool, Peterborough, Birmingham, Cardiff. So that Cardiff game is only 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the 8th game, so it's only 7 games away before we play Cardiff. But yeah, our away form, thankfully we don't have too many away games in that time. We've got West Brom, Blackpool, Peterborough before playing Cardiff away. So we've got 4 home games, 3 away games in that time. The next few games are going to be really difficult. I mean, I went to Bournemouth at the start or end of the season, and we got demolished there. We probably should have had a penalty or two, which we still haven't had this season. So the next few games are going to be really tough. I don't know really how many points we're going to pick up. I'd probably take a guess at 4 over those next 4 games, and I'd probably be quite content with that. West Brom are slipping; they're down to 10th, I believe, after today's result. So I wouldn't mind, if we got a win against those. We'll probably get battered against Bournemouth at home on Tuesday. Fulham will probably beat us, even though they only narrowly beat us in the game away earlier on in the season. So I mean, I just really don't know. I don't know what Russell Martin can do, to sort out this team. I don't know what he can do to please the fans, because if you read on Twitter and certainly Facebook after that game today, the Martin out brigade are out in full force. And for me, I'm not Martin out. I still want him to be our manager come next season. I want this process to be built. I really do want to see what he can do in a second season in charge of the club. And yeah, for me, there's a lot of people in the stream as well who do say Martin out. I know a lot of them are, just winding people up. But I really think it's actually gaining some momentum, which is disappointing. And like I said earlier on in the live stream, I'm thankful that I was a Swansea fan when we were rooted to the bottom of League Two, because I can appreciate at least us being a championship team, which I think is definitely our level. And it'll be our level for the next, I reckon, 4 or 5 seasons. If we manage to go up in that time, it'll be a massive shock to the system. But for me, I honestly do think we are at our level until we can build up a squad strong enough and hold on to a squad which is strong enough and has the quality to push for automatics or the playoffs again. All right, we got to the playoffs the last 2 seasons, but realistically, we probably didn't. Did we deserve to be there over Forest the season before? Lost out in the playoff semi-finals to Brentford. Last season, a much stronger season, and then got past Barnsley in the semis quite easily, to be fair, and then got battered against Brentford in the finals. So we're not currently in the right place to be pushing for the top 6, looking for promotion. So we need backing. He needs backing. He needs investment. And you can tell from his press conference today that he would have liked more people in January, and I think he thought he was going to get that. I can't remember the player's name now, but there was one we probably could have signed for 300,000. I think rising to like 600,000 with installments, and we wasn't backed. We couldn't get it done. But yeah, so just really quickly read through a couple of your comments in here. I can't understand how we play so bad away from home. Been happening time and time again. Is it lack of effort, or is it just tactically wrong? I just don't think we've got a big enough, strong enough squad to be making 3 changes a game and still have the same quality in the team. Unfortunately, Corey Smith come on against Stoke was fantastic. Against Bristol, sorry, you rest him, he comes on, puts in a good shift. We were coasting by the time that we brought him on. I think it was 3-0, 2-0 at the time. Brought on Corey Smith, takes it to 3-0. Fantastic, it was great. And then today you got Corey Smith on the bench, got Hannes Wolf missing, and we're 3-0 down in 30 minutes. Corey Smith for me defensively does an awful lot of work going forward. He presses high, doesn't cause us doesn't give us a massive threat at goal directly when he goes forward. But for me, Pirro and Obafemi should have started today. Obafemi coming on the bench on the 60th minute. I can't wrap my head around how you can say a player isn't fit enough to start the game, but is fit enough to come on in the 60th minute. How much fitter, how much more rest do you actually get in those 60 minutes? sitting on the bench, cold, and pretty much, quite windy. I don't think it was too blustery up there today, but yeah, I don't know. Too many times that the team selection has been wrong, but it's only been wrong because we haven't got the strength in depth to replace the 2-3 players that we take off and that we give a rest to. I mean, who knows? Is Pirot going to be rested for Tuesday night against Bournemouth? I don't know. Is Obafemi going to start Tuesday night against Bournemouth? Who knows? However, I think the easiest solution is that we need to strengthen without losing too much quality. But Russell Martin said weeks ago, I haven't got a plan B. It's plan A, and you work on it to rectify it. Fine, all right, no problem. But you have to have other options. If this possession, passing style football isn't working, you have to have something else up your sleeve to change the game. You really do. I mean, if you're losing and you're relying on your one tactic, it just doesn't work. Just doesn't work. Ryan, we don't change our style or tactics. It's very easy for opponent managers to see that to set their teams up against us. Literally, teams just have to wait for a mistake, which will happen, and then they're gifted goals. Yeah, and we like to say how Morgan Gibbs-white missed his header today. Could have had a hat trick, very very easy. He got 2 goals and an assist today. He was quality. We saw what he was like in the sort of 2.5 months we had him last season. He was quality, and you can understand why he is a regular starter for Sheffield United. He's put in some great performances this season, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can see how pissed off Russell Martin is after today's game. You really can. I mean, the result has certainly hurt him, and probably the players who will probably get an awful lot of stick online after that. And it's not justified, but Russell Martin saying we don't have a blame culture here. You got to point fingers. You got to let a player know when they've messed up. You got to let a player know what he's got to do to improve on that. But once again, the Russell Martin out brigade are in full force on Facebook. People arguing with each other again because someone's defending him. But for me, I'll remain Martin in until the end of the season. Hopefully, he's here next season and can really do something, because next year is probably where you can judge him. If he fails to bring in any quality, isn't backed, then it's different. But if he fails to bring in any quality and make changes and change, we can't even go on a good run at the moment. We cannot go on a good run. I don't think we've. I'm gonna have a quick look while we're here to see how many games on the bounce we've actually won this season. So, all right, we beat Bristol City, then beat Plymouth. Plymouth was in the cup. Beat Cardiff, beat West Brom, so that's 2 games on the bounce, then lost to Birmingham. Beat Peterborough, beat Coventry, lost 4-0 to Bournemouth. That's it. 2 games is our longest winning streak this season in the league. We've lost 4 on the bounce. We lost to Reading, Borough, Forest, and then Southampton in the cup, and drew with Huddersfield. We've lost to Hull 2-0, lost to Luton 1-0, beat Blackburn, lost to Stoke, beat Bristol, lost to Sheffield United. So in our last 4 away games, in our last 3 away games, we've lost 2-0, 3-0, and 4-0. So yeah, I mean, Bournemouth at home on Tuesday night. It's I don't know. And I mean, it's not an awful lot of games left till the end of the season, but we're on game 31. So we got 2 games in hand over Birmingham, just below us by a point, and 2 games in hand over Bristol City, who are above us by 2 points. So Cardiff are 2 points below us. They played a game extra. But yeah, it's. I don't know. I'm kind of just pissed off. I wanted to do the live reaction because a bunch of you asked for it. I was going to do one anyway. It's something I'm going to do for every game from now on, whether we win or whether we lose. But I don't know. I'm kind of lost for words on today's performance. It was fucking awful, to say the least. Not enough quality, not enough guts, not enough opportunities. Yeah, it was hard. It was hard. It was hard to watch today. Sam T, Sheffield United fan here. Feel sorry for you guys. You weren't even close to scoring. Nope, we were nowhere near scoring, man. You're bang on about giving players a hiding. I think they need to. I really do think they need a hiding. I said after the Stoke game, you know, I hope they get the hairdryer treatment. But who knows? Can't keep sacking managers though. We haven't had a manager here any longer than 2 years. We ain't going to progress as a team if managers keep leaving. Yes, I understand where you're coming from. However, you know, Martinez wasn't here for that long. Sousa wasn't in for too long. Realistically, Rodgers wasn't in for too long. Luckily, we just had at that time it was the right time for us to go up because we had players who cared about the football club, which I think makes a huge difference as well. You had players who had grown as individuals along with the team, getting promoted from League 2, League 1 into the Championship, 3 seasons in the Championship with the club as well, and then went on and smashed Reading in that playoff final. You know, it was definitely our time to go up. And I don't think we're gonna get something like that again. You know, a lot of homegrown players at the time coming through. Like I said, players coming up through the leagues with us. There's not going to be that many players who are gonna stick around. I mean, Roden was only in the frame for a couple of seasons, as was Connor Roberts. Cabango has been in the frame now for a couple of years. How long until he gets picked up by, you know, a better team? And our midfield, where we had Britton, we had Allen. I don't know. But yeah, that's about it. I didn't want to make this too long, so we've been up and live, I don't know, for about 20-30 minutes or so. So yeah, I didn't want to drag this on for too long, so I'm going to end it there. Thank you for you guys tuning in to the live reaction of Russell Martin's press conference and a little bit of discussion afterwards. But a lot to sort out ahead of Bournemouth on Tuesday. Just hopefully he picks the right team and can get us somewhat of a positive result. Because I think we're just going to be in for hiding again, especially the way Bournemouth have been lately. Their form is lost to Hull, beat Barnsley, lost to Millwall, beat Birmingham 3-1, and then beat Blackburn 2-1. And they had a game called off last night, so they've had an extra week rest. So yeah, who knows? Right, guys, that is going to end it for me. Thank you for tuning into the live reaction to Russell Martin's press conference. If you're watching this back on video as well, please do smash that like button. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. We're now not too far off 2,000 subscribers. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will